Imagine this. You are preparing the best gift of someone's life. You want to surprise them, to show how deeply you love them. And in return, you receive a betrayal that shatters your entire world. That's exactly what happened to a woman named Anna. Anna is 29 years old. She had been dating her boyfriend for 5 years. Everyone around them thought they were the perfect couple. They lived together. They had a dog. They did everything side by side, from chores to discussing work and family problems. Anna always said, "He's not just my boyfriend. He's my best friend, my person." And deep down, she was sure he would propose soon. So when her boyfriend's 30th birthday was approaching, Anna decided to plan a surprise. She bought tickets to New York. She booked a luxurious hotel. She planned every detail of the trip. Anna wanted to give him the perfect celebration he would never forget. They flew there. They checked into the hotel. She smiled, seeing how happy he was. It seemed nothing could ruin the moment. But it was there that her life turned upside down. Her boyfriend suddenly changed. His face went pale. He grew nervous. And then he said, "I have to confess something to you." Anna froze. And he admitted that for over a year, he had been cheating on her with a coworker. He said he even told that woman words of love. And then he added, "I didn't mean it. I only said it to make her back off." Anna felt the ground vanish beneath her feet. She couldn't believe it. And the first thing she demanded was to see his phone. Her boyfriend didn't resist. He handed it over. And what Anna saw there broke her completely. He wasn't just texting that woman. He was talking to her family. He was messaging her father. He invited him out for a beer at a sports event. He congratulated him on his birthday. This wasn't just an affair. It looked like a relationship close to family. A few days before the trip, that woman wanted to host a birthday dinner for him. And her father was even planning to arrange everything. When her boyfriend realized he couldn't attend, he wrote to her father again. He apologized. He said he regretted it. Anna stared at all this in disbelief. How could he live a double life? On the outside, everything looked perfect. They were always together. They talked about everything. They supported each other. How did he even find time to cheat? But he kept repeating, "I told you everything. I am guilty. I want to fix it." He insisted it was destroying him too. He said he had been taking medication for months, that he was taking sleeping pills in triple doses, that he felt trapped, that the other woman threatened to tell Anna everything if he tried to end it. He described her as crazy and manipulative. He said after their first night together on a business trip, everything changed, that she pulled him in, that she cried, threatened, and used her family's illnesses to hold him, that she even dragged him into conference rooms at work. And all that time, he couldn't find the strength to stop. He met her almost every day. When he told Anna he was going to the gym before work, he was really going to her place. He had sex with her. And then he came back to Anna, smiling as if nothing had happened. Hearing this, Anna felt sick. She didn't know whether to believe his words about being a victim of manipulation, or whether it was just excuses. But the fact remained. He betrayed her. He lived a double life. And he did it for an entire year. Now he was sitting in front of her saying, "I want to fix this. I love you. I'll dedicate my life to making you happy again." Anna looked at him, unable to believe it. How can you love and betray at the same time? How can you be someone's best friend and their worst enemy all at once? Her heart was breaking into pieces. Everything they had built over 5 years was collapsing before her eyes. And ahead of her, there was only emptiness. Anna sat on the edge of the bed and felt no ground beneath her feet. Everything she thought she knew about her boyfriend turned out to be a lie. Everything they had built over 5 years was destroyed by a single confession. She looked at him and no longer saw the man she had shared her life with. She saw a betrayer. He kept saying that it was all over, that he had told the other woman there was nothing left between them, that now his only goal was to rebuild his relationship with Anna. He swore he would do whatever she asked, that he was ready to humiliate himself just to earn forgiveness. He said all the right words, but words are only sounds. And his actions, they spoke louder. Anna couldn't forget the messages with her father. She couldn't forget the photos. She couldn't forget all those days when he claimed he was at the gym. She remembered calling him in the morning, and he would answer out of breath, saying he had just finished his workout. Now she knew the truth. He was with another woman. Every memory turned into a knife. Every detail of their life into poison. She remembered how he bought flowers, how he brought her coffee, how he texted, "I love you," in the middle of the day. And all that time, he was lying. Anna felt humiliated, crushed. She had lost not just her boyfriend. She had lost her best friend, the person she trusted more than anyone in her life. And now this man sat across from her, swearing that everything would change. He said he was ready to quit his job, that he would resign, just so he wouldn't see his coworker again. He said he had already rented an apartment nearby, to stay close to Anna, but not disturb her, to give her time. He admitted his guilt. He said he had ruined their lives. He said he would never forgive himself. Anna listened and felt only emptiness. She no longer knew who was sitting in front of her. Was it the same man who stroked her dog in the evenings? The same person who lifted her spirits after a hard day? The same man she had imagined waiting for her at the altar? Now all of it felt like an illusion, a lie wrapped in pretty words. He tried to convince her it was just a stupid mistake, that he was afraid of losing her, that he stayed with his coworker only out of fear. But how can you call a year of betrayal a mistake? How can you speak of fear and still lie every single day? And it felt like she was going insane. She tried to imagine how she would go on living. She wanted to scream, why? But she knew no answer would ever satisfy her. He could invent 1,000 excuses, but the fact remained. He betrayed her, and betrayed her so deeply it changed her life forever. She remembered how she had waited for his proposal. She had even pictured the dress in her mind. She imagined him kneeling down, how they would celebrate. And now she knew he had never planned it. He never intended to make her his wife. He was building another life behind her back. Anna felt deceived in everything. She cried. She raged. She stayed silent. And he sat nearby, repeating, I'll fix everything. At that moment, she didn't believe a single word, because he had already turned the most important words of her life into lies. And in her head, only one question echoed. Can good behavior ever fix what has already been destroyed? After the confession, her boyfriend seemed like a different person. He kept saying only one thing, that it was over, that he would no longer be with that woman, that he regretted everything and was ready to change his entire life. He begged for a chance. He repeated that Anna was his only love, that without her, he couldn't imagine a future. He said that more than anything in the world, he wanted to marry her, that he dreamed of spending his whole life with her. He swore that his only goal now was to make her happy. But the words sounded empty. Anna heard them, but she didn't feel them, because all those years he had already said similar things. He said he loved her. He said she was his world. And at the same time, he was sleeping with another woman. For Anna, those promises no longer meant anything. She saw only the ruins of her life. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw him in bed with that woman. She pictured him writing to her father, smiling at her, then coming home and kissing Anna on the cheek. Those images tore her apart from the inside. She couldn't eat. She couldn't sleep. She felt like she was losing herself. She wanted to talk to him as to a friend. But how can you seek comfort from the one who destroyed you? He betrayed her not only as a man. He betrayed her as the person she trusted with everything. She realized she had lost her best friend. And that was the worst part, because now she had no one to turn to for advice, no one to share the pain with, no one to cry to. She felt alone in a world that only yesterday was full of love. And he was always nearby. He offered everything. He was ready to move out, ready to live close by, but separately. He rented an apartment not far from their home. He said, I'll give you space, but I want to be close so I can help. Anna didn't know what to do with that. She didn't know if she even wanted to see him at all. Her heart was torn to pieces. He said he was ready to humiliate himself every day, that he was ready to be anyone as long as she forgave him. But can you forgive something like that? Can you erase a year of betrayal with simple actions? Can you ever trust again a person who lied so skillfully every single day? Anna kept asking herself these questions over and over. He swore he never wanted to marry anyone else, that only she was in his plans. But to Anna, it sounded like mockery, because he had already shown that his words meant nothing. Every morning, she woke up with a heavy weight inside. She looked at him and no longer saw the man she loved. She saw betrayal. She saw lies. She saw pain. He tried to make up for it with gifts. He cooked breakfast. He cleaned the house. He offered to help her with everything. But all felt empty, because love cannot be bought with attention, and trust cannot be restored with breakfasts. And it felt like she was standing on the edge of a cliff. One step, and she could try to give him a chance. Another step, and she would leave, leaving behind 5 years of her life. She knew that any decision would change her fate forever, and that no decision could bring her back to the old Anna. She would never be the same again. Her eyes had seen too many lies. Her heart had felt too much pain. He said, I'll do anything to make you smile again. But what can a man do to erase a year of betrayal? What can bring back trust that has been destroyed to the core? Anna understood that now words meant nothing. Now only actions mattered. But even actions could not bring back the past. She sat in silence and thought, I was waiting for him to propose. I was waiting for him to become my husband. And now I don't even know if I want to see him tomorrow. It was her own private hell. She didn't know whether to forgive him or to leave. And so she shared her story with the hope that someone could tell her what to do, with the hope that strangers' words could help where her own thoughts no longer worked. Anna asked one single question. Can good behavior ever fix what has been done wrong?